Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Look, it's just been announced that the Kangaroos as well as the Kiwis are not going to be participating in the upcoming Rugby League World Cup. Now, my personal thoughts on this, disappointing. As someone who loves to support the Kiwis, disappointed. I get that there are reasons why. Obviously, these COVID, right? It's a big factor, understood. Understand the health of the players, sure. But at the same time, it's the Rugby League World Cup. And on top of that as well, other people are touring, other nations are touring. You know, the Sport Rugby Union, their team's touring. Why is it that when the Rugby League World Cup is on, NRL decide to put their heels on and they start to stamp on the ground? They say you can't have the Rugby League World Cup without Australia, without New Zealand. Well, you know what? Do it. Do it. Go for it. Because at the end of the day, no nation is bigger than the Rugby League World Cup. No nation is bigger than Rugby League. Rugby League in itself, in order for it to grow, in order for it to actually reach, in order for it to reach different parts of the world, you need the Rugby League World Cup, and on top of that as well, you need participating nations. The international game is already is basically dead as it is, and you want to do this maneuver. I'm upset. Their players too put their hands up and said they want to play. So I've got a feeling it wasn't what they wanted. I think it's more so the NRL in terms of the corporate, in terms of business. Disappointing. And you know what? And if they don't participate, then so be it. Because this is actually really about who should take over now. Hey, there's a few nations I can bring. These America, and we all know what they're doing there, right? Hey, and to be fair, from my honest opinion, you've got the CRL, you've got the USARL. And hey, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing some NARL players as well. And then you've got Canada as well there. Other nations too, you've got Serbia. You've got the Netherlands. You know, you've got South Africa, although things are a bit stitchy over there. You've got Ireland. You know, there are different nations that want to play, that can play. Sure, it won't be the same exciting thing, but at the end of the day, who cares? Bring on some Rugby League World Cup. Bring on the game. Let us see. You know, who do you think should replace them? For me personally, I think you can't go past America as first and try Serbia. Serbia would be a great country to pick. They're pretty passionate. They've got their own little league there as well. Why not? Throw them in there. You know, or even Ireland. You know, but the point is their team's there. We don't need to rely on them. And you know what? Make this be an example. Set an example, Rugby League World Cup. All you guys there who are behind it, set an example. If you don't want to play, then so be it. And if people say, oh, well, if England win, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter because it's the Rugby League World Cup. And you know what? If New Zealand are in there, who are the ranked number 1, and Australia ranked number 2, then you know what? That's on them. It shouldn't be the winner's fault because they didn't play. You can only play what's in front of you. We know this. It is what it is in the Rugby League world. Now, the reason why I bring up America, again, as mentioned, they're doing great things there. And it'll be great to see them. Why not? I'm sure they would love to jump at the opportunity. They featured before. Serbia, they haven't, but they're building well. Very well. And they too can have a stance, and they too can be part of it as well. Be part of the European division along with, you know, France as well as Greece. Go on. Be part of it. For me personally, as I touched on before, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. You know, it comes only 4 years. There's no point looking at it next year. You got the Soccer World Cup there. You know, there's so many things going on. These hype, it's just, As a fan, myself personally, I hope it goes on. I hope the Rugby League World Cup doesn't stop on. These other nations, the other people who train hard, they just want to play. And if they don't play, if New Zealand and Australia don't play, then that's okay. You've got other people there who want to play. You've got other people who gladly wear their representing nation jersey and represent. You could even go to Puerto Rico. I can assure you now, they'll stand up. Japan. Again, sure, not the teams, you know, not tier 2 teams, but you get what I'm meaning. There's so many nations that would never pass up this opportunity. And here's a golden one that represents itself to New Zealand and Australia. And what do? They move, they run. I get there'll be split feelings over this. I understand. Some of you are probably looking at this thinking I'm a fool. Some of you looking at this probably agreeing with me. But look, I can only talk with how I feel. Hey, like I said, I'm a massive Kiwis fan, but you know, I also support Mate Matonga as well. And look, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what they can do. To be fair, it's probably a good thing Australia and New Zealand didn't play because, hey, Who wants to be embarrassed by the Pacific nations, right? Look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Australia and New Zealand don't want to participate. Oh well, that's on them. But you know what? Don't stop the World Cup. Don't let it stop. And NRL, disappointing. This is a very dangerous, scary move, I think, anyway. I'm not a fan of it. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think? And who would you guys pick in place of the other two nations that can't compete? I've named a few. What do you reckon? Stay tuned. I will be live very soon. Probably go for about 20 minutes to half an hour, just talking all things rugby league. But for now, take it easy. And yeah, well, New Zealand, Australia, guess what? You don't know how to hold the ball. See you guys next time.